Yo, what's going on, everybody? This is Don't Talk Sports. My name is Dylan. In today's video, what I'm going to be doing is we're talking about ESPN and more importantly, Stephen A. Smith and why this man is possibly ruining ESPN as a whole. Now, let me explain. In the past year, we all know ESPN, they went through like a whole bunch of cuts of like employees, analysts, sideline reporters, hosts of shows, all different sorts of people around the company. And when that happened, it was because they couldn't afford to keep everybody. They were going through some tough changes within the whole organization, the company of ESPN. Now, one big thing kind of came out of that, and is because recently I just saw from Fox News, Stephen A. Smith from ESPN is being offered a new contract to stay with ESPN. That deal is reportedly around 5 years, $90 million. That's $18 million a year, whereas some of these other people all around ESPN, I think there was like a good handful of like a dozen that were only paid like $1 million, $1.5 million here and there and there. And what I wanted to do in today's video, like I said, I just want to talk about why Stephen A. Smith is ruining the company, and then we're kind of going to look at it from two different ways. Could ESPN be better off without Stephen A. Smith? And then could they possibly maybe keep Stephen A. Smith, but could they lower the money? Like I said, I'm going to talk about it all, and I'm going to break it all down. So without further ado, if you go on to enjoy, as always, make sure you go and drop a like into this video. Be very much appreciated if you do so. But without further ado, let's get into it. As you can see here, like I said, from Fox News, it says here Stephen A. Smith was offered a whopping $90 million over 5 years to remain with the network of ESPN. And then this guy here, quote, retweeted it saying, ESPN could hire a lot of talented people that would create more enjoyable content for $90 million. Now, the reason why we are all saying this is because ESPN, they're going through like this weird change. They're trying to put all the new shows. Whenever they went through all their cuts, Monday Night Football got changed around with the broadcasters. Joe Buck, Troy Aikman got brought over there from Fox Sports. The whole Monday Night Football pregame show, postgame show got changed around. Some of the different shows from in the past, NBA, whenever it was called The Jump, got changed to NBA Today. Nowadays, this just in with Max Kellerman, that got taken away, and like the whole Keyshawn, J. Will, and Mac, their whole show with the morning show, that got taken away, got replaced for a new show in the morning. And if you don't believe me, this right here is like the whole like report. I got everybody here, as you can see here, Susie Colbert from Monday Night Football. She also did a whole bunch of stuff on the NBA draft. 38-year career, 27 years at ESPN. She was released. Mark Jackson from the NBA finals kind of crew, the A team. Like I said, Susie Colbert, Jeff Van Gundy, the crew, Jalen Rose. And there's a lot of people on here that are like, I'm okay with them being gone. And there's some on here that are like, why do they need to go? I mean, kind of going through here, Mark Jackson, it's like, okay, I guess he can go. But then again, I would have liked to keep him. Susie Colbert, she was an amazing anchor and like a host of the Monday Night Football crew. She should have stayed. Jeff Van Gundy, he could have stayed. But then again, some people kind of didn't really like the way he talked about basketball. He seemed like a little bit too old school. Jalen Rose was fun. I'm kind of pissed off that he left. Ashley Brewer, I don't understand why she left. She was a great SportsCenter host. David Pollack was like the best person on College Game Day. They kind of tried to replace him with Pat McAfee. So far, it's working, but then again, I would have liked to see David Pollack on there still. Todd McShay, I mean, it was kind of like they tried to use him along with Mel Kiper, but then Mel Kiper, he was still like the dominant draft guy, and Todd McShay, I think he kind of just went on different things. Keyshawn Johnson, I wasn't really upset about. He was able to get back on his feet with Fox Sports, so it's not really a big change there. Max Kellerman, his takes were still like just bad towards the end. I would have liked to see him just focus more on boxing, because he is a really smart guy when it comes to boxing. If he could have just focused on boxing, he'd been pretty good. And kind of going down through here, June Lee, he could have stayed. Matt Hasselbeck, he could have stayed. Jordan Cornette, like there's a lot of different people. Neil Everett, Chris Chielos, I think is his name. Rob Nikovich, Nick Friedel. There's a lot of analysts on here that it's like, why did you have to get rid of them? And it all comes back to Mr. Stephen A. Smith asking for $90 million over 5 years. And I'm pretty sure this isn't what he's asking for. I'm pretty sure I've seen a report. I forget where it was, if it was an article or if this was him saying it on First Take. But as you can see here with this report, if you do the quick math, it's about $18 million a year. I could have sworn I seen him say somewhere that he wanted upwards of $25 million a year. This man expects to be paid like NBA money for the only thing his job is he's just going around and just speaking his mind. It's like you could talk about, oh, he's got to do all these different shows, he's got to go to all these different places. All you're doing is showing your faces and just answering questions. And sure, he's been in the company long, he's been at this kind of career a long time, so he earns the rights to be paid good money. And it's not just me saying this. You look at all the different people on here, different people that fans and people that say, like right here, I turn off ESPN anytime he's on. Who even watches ESPN anymore? Do people even watch ESPN anymore? I think the sad thing is, one of the people here said it, that right here, they fired all those people. I think it was over like 50 people from ESPN that they went through and just cut like half their company basically for them to be able to afford like 3 people, because they cut so many people and they wanted to talk about, oh, it's for the better doing of the company, that's why they did all this stuff. Bullshit. All you're trying to do is be able to afford paying Stephen A. Smith. And I think the problem with them trying to do this is when you're paying Stephen A. Smith, you're paying him this money and you're trying to keep him with the company because he, I guess, draws attention. And he does. He has the whole bit with the Cowboy fans. He has the bit where anytime he comes on TV, he's just screaming and yelling. He's able to go back and forth, and he's an excellent debater. But if it came to ESPN, I almost look at it like this. Imagine Stephen A. Smith wasn't there. This company could probably still thrive. Like, if they offer him this contract and he says, no, I want more money, and ESPN is able to put their foot down and be like, no, you take this offer, or we ain't giving you jack shit more, and you can walk. The thing that'll be interesting is if he says no to the 90 million, and he says, I want 100 million, I want 110 million. What would happen? Would ESPN be able to pay that, or would they put their foot down? And then if ESPN doesn't sign Stephen A. Smith back, does he go to like somewhere like a Fox Sports or CBS Sports? Does he go somewhere else? Or does he just say, hey, I made a shit ton of money, I'm going to just drop now? And I mean, he's got his own podcast, he's got his own little shows, he does little other things outside of ESPN. Hell, I don't know if you guys caught it, but he was on the analyst booth with the whole presidential debate the other day. He's got his own reality show. I forget what the show is called, but he does a lot of things outside of ESPN. And I truly think ESPN, if you're trying to make your company be better, drop Stephen A. He needs to go. Because if you drop Stephen A., you maybe could bring back some of these people that you let go from the past because you were trying to be able to afford these top guys. And it's like, I kind of look back and I think back whenever they did all these cuts, and Stephen A. and some of these people that got paid the big giant bucks after those people were paid or let go, and they're like, man, we're going to miss them. We wish them all the best. I'm going to be there for them. Brother, you're taking all their money, basically. Like, ESPN basically said, okay, we need $20 million more to be able to pay Stephen A. Smith. Okay, you're being paid $4 million. You're being paid $8 million. You're being paid $6 million. You're being paid $2 million. All four of you, you're fired. Stephen A., here's your money. Now, I kind of want to wrap it up by saying the last few things. When it comes to Stephen A. Smith, like I said, he's a great reporter. He's a great announcer. He does great things. Like I said, from First Take, he does a guest appearances on Get Up. He does a whole bunch of things from all different types of sports. I just think he needs to look at the big picture and say, like, do you see all your people, your peers around you being fired because their ESPN can't afford to pay you? He wants to act like he's some big shot celebrity. It's like, yeah, I'm the big man. It's like, bitch, if ESPN would put their foot down and fire your ass, you would be nothing. It's like he's all about, oh, get your money's worth. If he deserves all this money, blah, 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 blah. Motherfucker, there's this thing called, if you appreciate the company, maybe you take a discount. We hear all about these players in the league where, like, NBA, NFL, all these players that take pay cuts because they want to keep the great people around them to help build their team. How about you be a motherfucking team player and you take a pay cut so your company can grow? Your company can grow, make even more money, and then eventually you can start getting some pay raises along with your peers. But you and I both know Stephen A. Smith, he ain't like that. He's gonna hog all the money. But other than that, I think I'm gonna wrap it up there. Hopefully you guys did go and enjoy today's video. If you did enjoy it, as always, make sure you're gonna drop a like on today's video. Be very much appreciated if you do so. If you wanted to watch the entirety of today's video, thank you very much. And like I said, if you have a different opinion, do you agree or disagree with anything I said? What do you think about whole Stephen A. Smith taking all the money? Do you think that he should take a pay cut, not a pay cut? Do you think he's kind of ruining ESPN as it is whenever it comes to the employees that got fired last year? Whatever your opinion may be whenever it comes to the whole situation, leave your complete opinion down in the comment section down below. Be more than welcome to talk about it with you guys. If you're a fan of the content that I do poster and you want to go and hit that big red subscribe button, feel free to do so. And don't forget to hit that little notification bell to be notified as I get a post. But without further ado, this has been Don't Talk Sports. Have a great day. Peace.